guest is UAlbany men's basketball coach Will Brown is in the house. And Coach, you've had, as we watch Siena play at St. Peter's, and we should point out that Mitch was invited here tonight, as we said earlier, but they are playing tonight and trailing St. Peter's. But you have a luxury, I guess it's a luxury, if you look at it that way, of having a week off before you play the game Monday night.
Yeah, I think it's 6 and 1, half dozen in the other. I think we have some guys that are banged up that we need to get healthy, but also we were getting into a pretty good rhythm, and I think our guys are anxious to continue to play. I think this week off, we'll find out soon enough on Monday how much it helps us or hurts us, but kids have a pro mentality nowadays. They just want to play games, and you know, our guys are anxious, so we've got to get through 3 days of practice here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and throw it up on Monday and have some fun.
Will, how do you look at your team 7 games in with a 4-3 record?
Well, I think we've beaten the teams that I expected us to beat, and I think we've lost to some pretty good teams in Syracuse, Pitt, and George Mason. Out of those 3 games, the only loss I was disappointed in was the George Mason game, because I thought we did a pretty good job offensively of getting whatever shot we want. We just couldn't throw the ball in the ocean against George Mason, and it was our best players that were getting open shots. So that game was a little frustrating, but overall I think we're doing a pretty good job.
One of the things going into this season when you talk about your team this year would be the depth of the team, and I would say so far that's been pretty right on. You are playing a number of guys, and the guys that you did bring into this program have made some early contributions.
Yeah, I think last year our biggest weakness was our depth, or a lack of productive depth. This year I think we're a much deeper team, even with the loss of Peter Hooley, our freshman Australian guard, who was playing great for us in the preseason. We thought he was going to have a huge impact on our team this year. He's going to be out for the year, so that was a big loss for us. But I like this group. I think on any given night somebody can step up, and we have had some pretty good production off the bench, and I think that will continue moving forward.
You have Gerardo Suero, a junior college transfer from the Dominican Republic. Can you talk about the recruiting process? How did you end up getting Gerardo Suero into your program at UAlbany?
Well, it was a process. Obviously, we were in no position to recruit Gerardo coming out of high school. He was being recruited by most of the BCS level schools. As most people know, Jamar Wilson, a former great player at the University of Albany, and Tim Ambrose both played at Our Saving New American High School. Gerardo spent a year at Our Saving New American, so we had developed relationships with a lot of people at Our Saving New American. So when Gerardo was available and looking for a school, you know, I just reached out to the people down there. He had some work to do for graduation. He did an extra year to graduate, and we monitored his progress, monitored his academic progress, and once I thought we had an opportunity to get involved, I really worked the people around him hard, and you know, we developed a good relationship, Gerardo and I recruited him myself. Nobody on my staff recruited him. I made him a priority, and him and I just really hit it off. And once he signed with us, I turned it over to my assistant Jeremy Friel just to make sure that all the international paperwork was taken care of, and it's worked out well for us, and I think it's working out well for Gerardo.
No question. He's been you know, somebody that I think if you talk about UAlbany basketball in the first 7 games, you're talking about new guys. Everyone brings up Suero, but I tell you who else has made an early contribution, Coach. Jason Garrier, I thought, has done a nice job coming off the bench. He crashes the boards hard. He's got a little awkward shot, but it goes down. He had 28 points on the road in Fairfax, Virginia. How about Garrier and his performance?
Jason, first off, is a wonderful kid, and he prides himself on being unselfish. And one of the things we've encouraged him to do more is to be more aggressive offensively, to take more shots, not to just try to fit in. And I think you saw what he was capable of doing at George Mason against Monmouth, and then as well against FDU the other day. He really stepped up and knocked down some shots. He's a terrific athlete. Like you said, he's got a funky release to his shot, but it's effective. He's a terrific shooter, explosive athlete for a kid who's only 6'3", 6'4", and we have high expectations for Jason the rest of the way.
And Blake Metcalf is playing well. He's been all over the court for you. Kudos to Metcalf, and then, you know, your starters that you returned last year. Seems like you're on to something really good this season. I think you're going to do a great job once you get to conference play. Let's talk about Monday night. I always ask, from a player standpoint, how big of a game is this, or do most of, well, some of them don't even know about this game, but your starters who have been there last year, are they spreading the word of how big of a game this is locally?
Well, I think our returning players understand how important of a game this is to the University of Albany people, our alumni base, you know, and just our fans in general. Obviously, from a coaching perspective, we're trying to, you know, go about it like it's the most important game on our schedule because it's the next game on our schedule. Probably Gerardo Suero is the only one that doesn't realize, you know, the importance of the magnitude of the game just because, you know, he hasn't experienced it yet. When we tell him that there'll be 12, 13,000 people in the Times Union Center, he really can't fathom that right now. And he'll learn quick enough on Monday when we start warming up and he sees the intensity of the crowd, and he'll understand a few minutes in how intense the game will end up being.
What kind of game do you expect? You know, Siena right now only playing 6 guys. I would assume that Wignott will be back and be ready to go probably Saturday for them against Lowell, and then be ready to go for you guys. Obviously, right now, I think most people think UAlbany's got a leg up, maybe the favorite team going in. How do you look at this matchup Monday night?
Well, I think Mitch is doing a tremendous job with his team right now. They're doing a very good job of controlling tempo and keeping his short bench fresh and rotating guys in and out. And the biggest thing is he's controlling tempo. They're playing very methodical, and I think that's really playing to their strength right now. Getting Wignott back for Saturday, I think will really help them. The one thing that people don't realize is they are an experienced group, regardless of the freshmen they're playing. Wignott's a senior. Walters is a 5th-year senior, transfer from the Big East. Downey's a senior. Anasiki is a junior. So those freshmen just need to give them some productive minutes, and they can rely on those seniors who have been through the battles. And Mitch is a veteran coach. He knows how to handle these situations, but I think Mitch is a great guy, a great coach, doing a great job, and I think this is going to be an intense game. Regardless of who people think will be favored in this game, I think it's going to be a very competitive game, and when you're dealing with rivalries, you never know what can happen. So I told our guys, we need to be focused, we need to play extremely hard, we need to execute if we're going to win this game.
Does your depth help you on Monday night?
You know, a lot of people, I think, make too much out of depth. I think depth is overrated. I think depth is only a strength when you get in foul trouble. If your team doesn't get in foul trouble and you're playing 7 guys, you don't have any issues as a coach. I think, you know, again, you want your best 5 on the court as long as they can be on the court. Siena's not a pressing, trapping 94-foot team, so I think as long as they can keep their key guys out of foul trouble, they'll be fine. You know, 40 minutes is not too long of a game, and I think for us, I think we've just got to make sure we give our key guys rest at the appropriate time, and hopefully we're not giving them rest because they're in foul trouble.
You'll play fast, right? That's what you've done all year. You'll try to push tempo in this game.
We're averaging about 70 points a game right now, and if we could have made a shot at George Mason, we'd probably be averaging 75, 76 points a game. So, you know, we want more of an up-tempo game, more possessions, and I think Siena wants just the opposite. So, don't be surprised if we give up a couple of easy baskets early in the game on Monday, trying to force tempo. We just got to make sure we don't give up easy baskets throughout the game, but we'd like to try to speed them up, get them to take some quick shots, and hopefully get them to miss so we can, in return, we can push the ball up the floor and really try to do a good job of forcing tempo.
Coach, good luck to you on Monday night and the rest of the season, and we thank you very much for coming out.
Well, thanks for having me, Rodger. I appreciate it.
All right, that's head coach Will Brown in the house tonight, and we appreciate him coming and joining us here. We're looking for the rants coming up in the next couple of segments, so sign up for rants. We'd love you.